lessons from my ultramarathon training. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Liv. I'm an online coach of almost a decade now, which is mental. And I'm training for my first ultramarathon. Now, I actually am not a runner by nature. I actually have a background in powerlifting, and then I did some bodybuilding. And I sort of did a little bit of high rocks CrossFit for a bit. And now I'm apparently a runner. So I have not even done a marathon. I've done several half marathons now, like during training. I've only done one official actual half marathon. I've actually only done one running race, and I'm going straight for an ultra, which is mental. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to talk about the lessons that I have learned from this training block. Number one, you can always make time. Now, when I started this training, I looked at my diary because my diary is mental. I have a big business, 4 staff members. I'm very involved. Like, I'm not one of those coaches that kind of just like passes clients off and doesn't look after them. I talk to my clients every day. I'm literally at the end of the phone pretty much 6 days a week. I work so hard. My days are long and I love what I do, and I don't like automate things. It's all me basically doing a lot of it. So I work hard. I also have 5 stepchildren. I have, by the time this video comes out, I will have 2 dogs because I'm about to get a puppy, which is mental, and a very needy husband, and a few other commitments on the side, just family life. So anyway, I am busy. So when I looked at my diary, because it is like scheduled to the max, I thought, where on earth am I going to find time to run? And I know I'm blessed because I don't have the kids like full time. Obviously, like, you know, I'm not a single mum. Like, there's so many things that I'm blessed with that I know a lot of my clients struggle with more than I do. But I was a bit like, send help and time, please. But you will make it. It's just been about sacrifices. I've had to say no to social occasions. I've had to say no to like being able to take the kids to school sometimes so I can get a run in. Like, I've had to make some sacrifices to get to make that time, because obviously there isn't just time available. I'm not an influencer who just films a few hours a day, and my job is to be in shape. My job is to coach. So it's very different than like being a full-time influencer, even though I am a fitness coach. Anyway, you will make time. If it's truly important to you, you will make time. And that is a big one. I think most of us, not all of us, but most of us can make time for things that are important. And it's just about prioritizing those things. There are situations where I've generally got clients that don't have another second in the day. And so I'm not saying it's for them, but for most of us, there are things that we waste our time on, or we can outsource. So I've had to outsource a lot. Like, I've gone a lot more for like bulk cooking my food, meal prepping, getting ready meals, like meal prep services, things I can do to outsource to buy some time back, really. Number 2, recovery is everything. And this is a big one. I've always been someone that's like overly hard on myself, I guess, by nature. I'm always a bit of a dick to myself, which is why I can relate to that in my clients. And so I'm good at pushing myself. I didn't used to be, like, I used to be a very lazy, overweight child, but I have learned over the last few decades to be very good at pushing myself. I'm not good at pulling back. I have a huge, I don't know if it's even perfectionism or just a desire to do well at everything, which can be crippling at times, and definitely learned to burn out. So watch some of the videos on my channel for that. But I'm good at doing the training. I'll get it done somehow, some way, whatever. Terrible at resting. Absolutely terrible at resting. I feel like I think that's part of being a business owner as well. There's always something else to do. There is literally always something looming in the back of my head that I need to get done. Like, there is literally always something to do. So that is part of being a business owner. I think that's part of just being a hard worker and just how I'm naturally driven. And so for me, learning to rest has been huge. I force myself to go and chill in a sauna, even for 5-10 minutes, a few times a week, because I know it's going to help my recovery physically and mentally. But I have really learned, like, I can't push my body and push my mind, because every day I'm showing up for clients and helping them and supporting them. And not that it's draining, because I love my job, but obviously I take on a lot of my clients' problems. There's a lot of clients that need me. So, like, I need to be on top form to be able to help everyone. And so honestly, like, learning to pull back, learning to rest, learning to make rest a priority as well as the training has been huge. I would not have got this far with training if I didn't learn that sometimes I just need to also rest, and I need to sit on the sofa and not move, and I need to actually just like mentally reset as well, which can be very hard when life is busy. But trying to prioritize that some way, somehow, has been a total game changer. Number 3, nutrition really is everything. And obviously my goal right now is not aesthetic, so I'm not trying to look a certain way, but my weight was starting to drop, which obviously I know for a lot of us that's what we want. I don't want that, because that's a sign of underfueling, and you don't want that because there's a much higher risk of injury, and there's a much higher risk of losing muscle mass, and all of the things I don't want to do if I'm losing weight. So I want to be maintaining my weight. So I'm now eating 3,000 calories a day, which is an awful lot of food. And for someone that actually had anorexia and like struggled with food for so long, I'm really proud of myself for how far I've come, because I would never have been able to do that. But a big thing I've learned is if I am underfueled, if I'm not getting enough carbs, I'm cranky, I'm tired, I'm drained. And again, at higher risk of injury, at higher risk of not finishing the training. I have never really realize like how much nutrition does change how you feel, and maybe it's just more evident when you're doing this kind of level of ridiculousness of training, but I guess day to day, like most of us can get through our day on semi-okay nutrition, but actually making sure I'm properly fueled, I'm getting enough of everything, I'm eating enough protein, veg, food, fiber, all of the things. I feel like a superhuman compared to if I don't, and I'm a bit dehydrated, a bit underfueled, I had a drink, I've eaten too much chocolate. I feel horrendous. So the difference is big, and I think that's because the training is more extreme, but it has really reiterated that to me. So if you are low energy and drained and feeling rubbish, I can pretty much guarantee if you improve your diet and make sure you're eating enough, and maybe you don't need to be in deficit right now, but depending on the goal, you will feel 100 times better, if not 1,000 times better. Number 4, you don't need to waste your money. It is so tempting for me to go out and buy a third pair of shoes or a new running belt, or I keep looking at this beautiful Lululemon like top and shorts and thinking, I want to run that ultra in that. And if you see me running that ultra in that, don't judge me, because I am tempted. But it's like £150, which is a lot for something that I'm just going to be sweating in. But more importantly, also don't think that sports bra is very supportive. I think it will look very cute. But anyway, there's a lot of things when you get into the running world and any fitness world where you can spend your money. And I think it's so important to be reflective and think, will this actually help? I don't need carbon-plated shoes. I'm not an Olympic athlete. I don't need the most expensive gels. I just need some gels that I'm going to be able to stomach and not shit myself with. And I think things like this are really important, is be honest with yourselves. Do you actually need the latest supplements, or does it just look fancy? Do you actually need the most expensive workout gear, or can you just wear what you already have? Like 9 times out of 10, you don't need to spend more money. You just need to use what you have. There are certain things that are worth the money, like obviously having a running belt and some running shoes, I think are very important to run safely. And I have made sure my gait's been tested, so like I know the shoes I've got are good for me. Those things are important, but past that, you're just getting hyped in like the atmosphere of the running rather than anything else. And I've definitely forgotten, I think it's number 4, is people are going to have their opinions. I have family members that literally think I'm bonkers, but like not in a good way. They are literally like, Liv, you are breaking yourself down to the ground. This is ridiculous. You had health issues last year. What are you doing? I have generally got some like really, really close family members who I love to the end of the world that aren't supportive of me and keep telling me to stop. And I think it's really important that no matter what your goal is, whether it's to lose weight, gain weight, do some stupid extreme goal like I'm doing, someone's going to have opinions. I'm sure there's strangers on the internet that is like, what is Liv doing? She's not qualified for this. She's not a runner. But the thing is, like, no one's an ultra runner until they've done an ultra. No one's a marathon runner until they've done that first marathon. Like, you have to be a beginner at everything. Like, no one's a bodybuilder until, like, no one looks like a bodybuilder until they have done the whole process and got on stage. So, like, I'm not afraid to be a beginner. Like, I'm fully aware that I'm not currently qualified. I'm not going to go out and coach people to be an ultra runner because I'm not even an ultra runner myself yet. But I will be, and that's the thing. We all start somewhere. We're all a beginner. People are going to judge you. I've had people judge me for doing bodybuilding. I've had people judge me for doing CrossFit. I've had people judge me for every thing I've done in my life. People have opinions. It is what it is. But the most important people in the world to you will be supportive. But there might be some, like, one of my family members that isn't, and that's okay. You've got to remember your why you're doing this. I'm doing this for charity, and also just a challenge, a personal challenge, something to focus on, something different to work towards. And yeah, it's for me and no one else, and that's really important to remember as well. Final one is you are never going to feel ready. So I know that there is obviously some limit to this because, again, don't go out and just do a marathon or go and do a high rocks with no training. That's not what I'm saying here. Obviously, you do need to make sure you are like physically ready, but even if you've done the distance of like an ultra before, I don't think you go into it feeling ready. Even though I've done a high rocks now, I still probably wouldn't feel ready for the next one. And even like, yeah, my clients that want to go on holiday and get in amazing shape, there's still always that niggle of doubt that you could have done more. I think that's human nature. We're always going to say we could have done more. We're always going to think we could have done more. Sometimes we could have done more, and that's okay. But I think it's really important to take that self-reflection and just know that if you put in the work and you follow the plan and you had a decent plan and proper coaching or whatever it was that you did for your goal, you just need to trust the process. That is the biggest thing. Like when I start thinking about the fact that I have not run anywhere close to what I will be running or the same routine, like to what I'll be doing, it does terrify me. So it's really important to just remember, like, I cannot predict, like, I might fall over tomorrow and break my ankle. Fingers crossed not. Next video, I'm going to be sat there with a boot on and you'll be like, oh my God, she jinxed it. Tomorrow I could get ill. A family member could be ill. The whole thing could be cancelled due to the weather. Like, you cannot predict events. You cannot predict things happening. All you can predict and focus on is your input. So I can't focus so much on the output. I don't know exactly how my body's going to respond, but I can control the variables of my nutrition, my sleep, my stress to some extent. I mean, there's just stress in life, isn't there? My running, all of those things. So stay focused on the input, stop obsessing over the output, and you will achieve whatever goal you want to achieve. And final one, actually, I think it's okay to be a bit delusional. Like, I get clients that come to me and they're like, I want to lose 50 pounds, but they're scared to say it, or they're scared to commit to that because they're scared that they won't do it. And actually, I think sometimes putting it out there and going, I'm going to do this, it's actually really cool. Like, tell yourself you're going to do that crazy thing. Tell yourself you're going to get abs. Tell yourself you're going to, do a high rocks, do a marathon, half marathon, 10K, whatever it might be. Like, be a slightly delusional, because actually, I think having something big to work towards will always push you. Having a deadline will always push you. Having that accountability will always push you as well. And every cool thing I've ever done in my life has always started with a delusional idea. So I'm actually all for the delusion. Be a bit delusional. And if you do want some coaching support and advice from a proper qualified professional who will help you find the delusional goals and get you there, then make sure you drop me a comment. All the link is in my bio as well. But yeah, follow along. How we're documenting the rest of the journey, the trials, the tribulations, the panics, and hopefully smashing my ultramarathon.